Hi, this is Tenacious Earl, and this is going to be the final round of the Doby's Michigan Mash, as you can see right here. Doby's is a fictional sponsor that the folks at Play Games have. They offer a number of these as sort of free, do with them as you wish, and it looks like Doby's is probably some kind of either a pizza company or a bakery or something. But the Michigan Mash is a tournament that will be conducted and has been conducted on the Motown Crown Golf Club, which in real life is known as Detroit Golf Club. I was going to live stream it, and I just decided instead to do this as a recording and then patch it all together. So this is also going to be a little different format than what we usually do, because I want to give the Motown Crown Golf Club a showcase here, because it is part of the new Course Pack 15 that will be available from Play Games on August 10th. So just trying to help show people who are into History Maker Golf what the course is about. This is considerably easier than Baltusrol, although I will say Baltusrol turned out to be a little easier on the back nine than what I expected. Having said that, we're going to take a look at Motown Crown. The greens tend to be a little bit harder, as far as a little bit more difficult than the holes themselves. So if we get Golf Cam Green, you'll see quite a few holes that have more challenging layouts on the putting surfaces and whatnot. But we're going to get right into this. We've got three golfers: Gale Onorato, Ellis Moberly, and Todd Ahrens. They are in our final group. We're only going to focus on those three golfers in this one. We're just going to play straight from 1 to 18. I'll show a playoff if we need a playoff. The other thing I've done is we will see the evolution of the leaderboard as this plays on. I've set it up so that the scores that I have played out for the other 9 golfers that were sort of, you know how we usually have 12, those other 9 golfers have been played, and I'm going to have the leaderboard basically evolve. So my strategy that I use for the different golfers will be influenced by the leaderboard and what I see there, what we see there. So let's get right into it here with the Michigan Mash. We're going to start with hole 1 at Motown Crown. So let's get to it. So as we can see here, Gail Honorado still in the lead, even though some of the other players have teed off. Minus 18 is where he's at. Now remember, Braden LaSalle Jr. in the pre-tournament rolls was given the lucky trait, which meant he gets a blue chip every hole. So he starts out with a birdie on 1 and has moved within 2 of the lead. But you can see there we've got Honorado, Moberly 1 back at minus 17, and then Ahrens 3 behind at minus 15. So let's get right to it here. You can see hole number 1, 397 yards, par 4, only 1 degree of course control. It's also semi-cordial, semi-friendly, so if the golfer ends up getting a 5 on the white die, they have a pretty good chance, if they get these numbers between 25 and 35, and also there's 46 and 56, to be able to get a cordial chance at a birdie. So 397 yards, what it says on the card: a great chance to start fast with only a couple of fairway bunkers standing in the way of a clean approach to a gently undulating green. So let's get started here with Gale Onorato. Also, Todd Ahrens received extra control in the pre-tournament or the pre-final round rolls. So that means when he gets a 4 on the holes where 4 is course control, he will actually get control of the hole off of his card. So here's Gale Onorato, your leader. Final round, going in the final round, he has a 1-stroke lead over Moberly. And he does get a 5. That's a 46, and so the 46 is Golf Cam Course. And the decider die is a yes, so that means it will be cordial. Let's see. The green 1 asks, is the hole cordial or is he a laser golfer? Well, the hole is cordial because of the decider die. So that is a clutch putt for birdie for Gail Honorado. Let's see if he can make it. He needs a 1-3, as he is a neutral putter. And he starts off the round with a missed clutch putt. That leaves him with an easy par, which is the 6-6 miss. And he does make that, but he will par the first. Next up will be Ellis Moberly, who was a card that was in the previous PNG, but turns out not to be in the current one, so I had to make up his card. I didn't really change too much about it, but there may be a little bit of a change there in some fashion. Let's see if he can win a tournament here. Okay, so he gets a white 1. That means the golfer controls it, and it is 4-6-6. Is he a shaper? He's a king and a semi-king and a bomber, so no. Is he hot? Just starting the round, no heat in his get-up, so it's an experience check. The green 6 asks, is he an icon? Which he is. You can see it right down here on under the experience. So that is going to make a moderate birdie putt. Moderate birdies are a 1-2. So he rolls the green die. Can he make this putt? About an 18-footer, and he does not make it. So that will lead to an easy par. Just a little 3-footer. As long as he doesn't get 6s, and he doesn't, he pars it out, and he'll remain 1 back. Todd Ahrens now. Extra control does not help him here, but he gets a 5, so it will be, you take the black and silver and put him in ascending order. 45, he is in the bunker, green side. Does get a green 2, so we look on the 4.2 chart and then go and see if he's sandy. He's not, so he ends up, he would have had a pin shot if he did, chance at knocking it in, but instead he will have an easy par as well, and it looks like everybody is going to par the first. And so you see here the score. LaSalle looks like he bogeyed 2. Hahn picked up a birdie on 2, so he now jumps into that -16 slot. And all right, let's move right along to number 2. 453 yards, 4 degrees of course control. The more true the tee shot, the better. Out of bounds, looms left. So let's just take a look at the card a little closer up here. It's kind of tough to get it focused, but out of bounds, looms left. So we have a decider die on 13 that will lead to an out of bounds, which is basically you added 2 strokes and re-tee, so you re-tee with your 3rd shot. You also have a double asterisk down here at 56 where a champion will avoid this bunker and use Golf Cam course. But 4 degrees of course difficulty. Some will opt to keep their driver in the bag and play a longer iron from a better spot for a second shot. So those are the intricacies of number 2, and everybody parred 1. So let's go with Honorado, and he's going to go ahead and let the dice play. Okay, so he gets a white 1. That means that the golfer will control because, as you can see, 2 through 5 lead to the course. So a 1, and that means a 1-4-6. When you get golfer control, you take all 3 of the remaining dice and put them in ascending order. So 1-4-6 asks, is he a legend or a dynamic golfer? He's neither of those. You can see legend shows up under woods, dynamic under experience. Neither of those. It's not firm. Usually there'll be a firm here if it is. So it's right now. Right now he's just neutral, so he's not hot. So that's going to lead to a difficult par putt for Gale Honorado. He would into a tie for the lead with Moberly if he misses this. He needs a 1-3 on the difficult par putt. Can he make it? And he does with a 1. He knocks it in, and he maintains that lead over Moberly. Next up will be Moberly. See if he can do anything here in the meantime. He doesn't have any chips to use. So a 3. Again, we go with the black and the silver. That's 11. So he is actually in the trees in 3, so a bad tee shot, and then his second shot, he had to play out into the fairway, and then his third shot ends up going into the trees near the green. So this is going to be a problem for Moberly. Green 3, workman. Is he a workman? He's chunky, but not a workman. Doesn't show up here anywhere. So he has an easy putt for bogey. He's going to drop a shot here at least. He needs to avoid 6s on this one, and he does. But that is going to drop him into a tie with Hahn at minus 16, 2 back. And now Ahrens with extra control. He does not get it here, 45. That we look here, it's going to be the bunker in 2. So, and then a green 3. So we go to 4.2 on the bunker chart. And then the green 3, is he chunky? No, he's semi-master. So, gimme putt for par will result from that. So we roll 3 dice, and they have to all be 6s for it to be a miss. So pretty unlikely he's going to miss that, and he makes it. So let's see what's going on with the scoreboard now. Hahn remaining, looks like he parred 3. And let's see, we've got LaSalle Jr., who is now 1 over par. He had lifted up there a little bit into minus 16, but he's taken a couple bogeys here recently, so he's dropped down. So, and you've got Laufenberg at minus 14, as well as Kanishi, Kleckner, and Rudy Wallace. So some guys there all at 1 under par who are looking like they want to make a charge, as well as Gareth Leonard. He's down at the bottom of that. He took a bogey, it looks like, on one of the opening holes. To the 3rd now, and it'll be Honorado with a tee. Let's take a look at the card. 387 yards. It is cordial, but again, this is another one that has a green that is considered challenging. And what's interesting about this is that you have 5 degrees of course control, but if you can get on the golf cam course squares, that's going to be cordial. So kind of an interesting thing that you should have a pretty decent chance at a birdie, and more or less every golfer has a chance. Whereas, you know, when golfer has control, it depends a lot on their traits. Some golfers are going to be better suited to birdie off of that than others. The green slopes sharply from back to front, making approach shots and putts from the hole tricky. And you have these asterisks on 23 and 13, where if the decider die is blank, the slope of the green sends the 3rd shot rolling to the sand. So these second shots out of the rough end up going into the bunker green side. So, or the 3rd shots out of the rough, let's say, end up back in the bunker. So here is Honorado. So again, 5 degrees of course difficulty, that's 23, which is going to be the decider die is not blank, so it is the rough in 2 for him. And then a green 3, so is he a workman? He is not. Master and semi-sandy in the recovery, so that's a gimme par. And Honorado is going to spend the red chip to take it from gimme to easy. He just has to avoid the 6s now, and he does. So that's kind of a good cast off of a par, or of a red chip, to still end up with this basically a very similar chance of making the putt. So then we've got Todd Ahrens now, he's 3 back, and he really needs to start making a move here. The extra control could help him if he gets a white 4. But he gets a white 6, which is going to allow him to play patiently into the hole and take a par, which he will accept, and that earns him a blue chip. Now Ellis Moberly, who bogeyed 2, is going to tee off here at 3. And there's the other one. There you go. So it's a 2. So that means we're going to go 12. That's bunker in 2. So everybody's kind of finding the hazards here in the early going. And so we go to 4.2, and it's a green 3. So is he chunky? semi-chunky, but the dot is not there on the decider die, so that gives him a gimme par. He does get away with that, and he will not get the 3 6s, and that's a par. So we'll move on to the 4th. Okay, so let's take a look at this leaderboard again, and there is Hahn still right there. We've got, let's see, looks like someone must have bogeyed. It was Shinji Kanishi. He had been at -14, now he's -13. Gareth Leonard and Braden LaSalle Jr. both birdied the 4th, which we see here is a relatively easy par 5. So let's take a look at this hole. And it is one that does have some intrigue, some decision making, some extra strategy. So before the tee, we're going to have to choose with each golfer whether they're going to play safe or go for it. So it's a 635-yard hole, long hole, 3 degrees of difficulty. It's semi-double cordial, so if you get the white 6, if the decider die is yes, you can take a birdie without having to do anything else. If it's not, then you have to play out the rest of the hole, or you take your easy par and take a blue chip. Longest hole of the day, big hitters can take the risk to reach the green in 2. So if you choose to go safe and you end up on these question mark rolls, so that means you have to have course control, and you have to get a 14, 15, 26, or 33. If those are the case, then you get an easy birdie. If you go for it, then you have a half chance at problems. So on one hand, if you get the bullet on the decider die, you get a moderate eagle putt. If you get the blank on the decider die, you end up in the woods with your tee shot. So just kind of definitely a little bit of extra sort of decision making, suspense. It doesn't come up a ton, but when it does, I'm expecting it will be pretty interesting. So Gale Onorato, he will play the safe approach. He's ahead by 2 right now. He's not going to worry about anything like that, so he gets a 15, which the 15 is the question mark. So because he chose to play safe, he is going to get an easy putt for birdie. So if he gets a 1 to 4, he'll extend his lead to 3. Oh, but it's a 6, so he misses that. Now it'll be a gimme par, and Onorato misses a great chance at a birdie. He'll remain at -18. Todd Ahrens now with, and in this case it might hurt him. So he will, he is also going to go the safe approach. I think all these guys are going to stay the safe approach right now. They aren't, maybe later there's another one that's kind of like this. Maybe they will try to be a little more aggressive later on. So let's see. Okay, so it is the golfer gets control with a 1, so it's a 1-3-5 on the par 5 chart for Ahrens. 1-3-5. Is he duffer or puny? No, he's legend and king. Is he champion or hero? He is a champion, so we get to go to the special short game chart. And in that is where you get some birdie chances or possibly an eagle. The green 3 asks, is he stone? He does not have the stone quality, so he's going to have an easy putt for birdie as well. He has a blue chip he could use here. He's going to hold on to it. He needs a 1 to 4, and he also gets a 6. So the green die is kind of coming up a little bit vengeful here. It's going to lead to the gimme par, which he makes. So unfortunate there for Ahrens that he picks up another par. And now Moberly, he will also, he's also going to take the safe approach here. Okay, 2-4-4 par 5 chart. And that is king. He's a semi-king, but no dot, so that does not work out. Champion, he's not a champion, and he's also not utility. So we go to Golf Cam Green, and the green complex does not have any challenging or friendly designations. So let's see, green 4. It's not friendly or challenging, so it's a clutch putt for par that Moberly will need. He is a neutral, 1 to 3. And he gets a low roll that time. He'll earn another, well, actually just the first blue chip for him. And so Let's see what is happening. Oh, Jeffrey Hahn gets another birdie. He's moved to within one of Honorado. Honorado and Ahrens both are even par, and Moberly one over. So looks like some of the early back markers. Some of the guys that are in just the group behind here look like they're starting to put together some momentum. So let's go to 5. Par 3. It is semi-cordial and semi-challenging. So 167. It's not a very long hole. Uphill par 3 with the ridge running along the back of the green that can make for a very difficult putt. So that's why it's semi-challenging. If you end up on the back of the green, it increases the chances of you getting par or maybe bogey, maybe even double. But you only have the 2 degrees of course difficulty, so it's not too bad. And you do have a lot of course control, which when you get that, you're going to have this semi-cordial helping you. But I will also say that there's a fair amount when the golfer has control where you'll get pointed to the golf cam green, which could come back to be a little bit of a problem. So it will be Honorado still with the honor and the 1-shot lead at the moment over Hahn. See how he plays this 5th hole. And it'll be golf cam green. The course has control, and a 25 leads to golf cam green, and then the dot is showing, so that makes it challenging. Green 5, par 3. Is it friendly? No. Challenging? Yes. He needs a clutch putt for bogey. He plays this hole poorly. Now he needs to make a 50% chance putt in order to just drop into the tie for the lead. And he misses that, so that's going to earn him a red chip. And he's missed a couple of clutch putts so far. And now he has an easy double putt, double bogey, and he makes that. But that is a costly hole, and that's a costly decide or die. Drops to -16. Hahn goes into the lead. And it will be Todd Ahrens up next. Okay, it's going to be golfer control 2, 3, 4. And let's see where this goes on the par 3 chart. Is he dynamic? No, he's not. He's semi-prospect. He's a pretty young guy. So we go to experience, and so he's not an icon. And so that will lead to a difficult birdie putt. Ahrens he's going to try and take a chance on this. He needs a 1. That's the only thing on a difficult putt that will make it. 16% chance. Oh, and it is in the hole. A beautiful birdie putt from 25 feet for Todd Ahrens. Rolls true, and he jumps up there within one of Hahn, tied with his playing partner, Honorado, as well as Moberly. And Gareth Leonard, we should see this. Gareth Leonard has moved to -1. And LaSalle Jr. is there too on his round, so -16, 1 back. Now here is Ellis Moberly. Okay, that's a 1-4-6 par 3 chart. Legend or dynamic? Neither of those. Firm green? No, it's going to be right now. He is neutral, so the even number will ask if he's hot, and that's not going to come out right. So it's a double difficult birdie putt for Moberly. He will do our lag putt. So that leads to an easy par. And he makes that. So let's see what happens with our leaderboard now. Oh, look at that. Gareth Leonard and Jeffrey Hahn took a bogey. Leonard takes a birdie. He is in the lead now, -17. He is in the group behind us here, and he jumps up to first place. Hahn, LaSalle Jr., Ahrens, Moberly, Honorado, all 1 back. So a stacked leaderboard right now here at the Michigan Mash, and we'll move to hole 6. Par 4, 461 yards. It is going to be 5 degrees of course difficulty. clear approach to the two-tiered green can only be had with a precise shot down the left that avoids the fairway bunkers. Most pros are happy with par here. So you get a couple of shaper asterisks, right? 14 and then 45, 46, 56, where if they are shapers, which we don't have any in this group, they would get the benefit of those hazards turning into golf cam course. So it will be Todd Ahrens with the first to play. He gets his honor here, and he's got a blue chip. He's going to use it, so it kind of nullifies his extra control, but he will use the a blue chip to take control of this and see if he can maybe get a birdie here. 4, 5, 6 will be golf cam green, and it's not friendly nor challenging, so it's going to be a 5. That leads to an easy par putt. So he spends a chip and gets a par as long as he doesn't get 6s. Ooh, 5, 6, close, but he does successfully hole it out. Okay, so now it'll be Moberly next, with Honorado making that double on 5. Ellis Moberly will hold on to his blue chip, and that is a white 5, so it'll be 36, which is in the sand with his second shot. Moberly finds the sand, second shot, and a green 4. Is he chunky? No decide or die, so he's not. He is semi-chunky, but so it leads to a moderate par. He needs a 1 to 5. Not the easiest putt of all, but oh, and he misses it. So Moberly is starting off pretty rough here in the round. So that leads to an easy bogey putt, which he does make, but that's going to drop him to -15. He's 2 behind Gareth Leonard, who has started off strong here through 6 holes. And Gail Honorado hoping for a white 6. Doesn't get it. That'll be 26, which is golf cam course. Green 1. Cordial hole, no. Is he laser? No, he's not. Ahrens is, but it's going to lead to needs a clutch putt for par. He'll end up with a second blue chip if he misses this, and he will have another bogey. Well, actually, it'll be his first bogey. He had a double bogey last hole. He needs a 1 to 3, and he does get it. So he nullifies the red chip and gets a par. And okay, well, Hahn, we just get the leaderboard update. He jumps to -17 in a tie with Leonard, with Braden LaSalle Jr. one back with Ahrens and Honorado there, and then Moberly, Jay Laufenberg are both 2 behind. So we've got a stacked leaderboard here, and we're going to go to the 7th, which is a scoring hole, 552-yard par 5. As you can see, only the 5 will get the course control. This course is a lot easier than the one we played for the American Open. Double cordial, friendly, semi-direct, so eagle chances here for long hitters, but a large tree and imposing bunker left of the green are definitely to be avoided. We got an asterisk on a couple of these, 12 and 13, that will give you the warning symbol, which leads to a more difficult putt if you get the course controlling the hole. And it'll be Todd Ahrens at 1 under on his round so far today, who will have the honor at the 7th. Okay, and it's going to be 4, 6, 6 on the par 5. Is he a shaper? We already said nobody is here. Is he hot? Semi-hot, does not get the dot, so we go to mood. And the mood thing is stormy or sunny. Even asked sunny, and nobody in this group has any mood at the moment, so Ahrens is not sunny. That leads to a double difficult birdie putt. And Ahrens does not want a chance needing a difficult par. He's going to lag it up there, and that leads to an easy par, and he's going to be unhappy that he didn't do better on this easy par 5. So now it'll be Gail Honorado. Really would like to get a birdie and get his game back on track here. It's still early. And it's 3, 5, 6. par 5. So is Honorado, he's not scattered nor puny. Is he a hero? He's semi-hero with a dot. Okay, so he will earn a blue chip. And we go to the gallery cheers chart. And then I'll ask if he's a hacker, and he's not. So that goes to a difficult birdie. So the difficult birdie putt is a 1. And we could make it moderate, but that's really, you're just gaining 16% of a chance. So let's just try and see if he can make this 1. He needs a 1. And it's a 6. So that leads to a moderate par. Okay, and he does make that. I was worried that we were going to have another 6, 2 in a row, but 2 pars, and these guys both par a hole. They should be thinking about birdie. Now, can Ellis Moberly do something with this? That's trips. So that, as we know, is a special result. So we go to the special result par 5 chart in the back of the book, and we will roll black and white. That's the way I usually do this. And let's see what stirs itself up here. 26, par 5. Very long tee, second iron gets to the green. A moderate putt for eagle, exclamation point, hot the rest of the round. Okay, so the moderate eagle putt. You know what? Moberly is going to use the blue chip to make it an easy eagle putt. And the reason that we're going to do that is mostly the strategy I like for this is, so if you take a moderate eagle and you miss it, which is a 1 to 2 chance, you still have to make an easy birdie, which is a 1 to 4. Still not a given. If you move that to an easy birdie or easy eagle, you get the 1 to 4. You get the 66% chance. But if you miss it, then you go to the 6-6 miss, which is not, it's not automatic, but it's close. So let's see if Moberly can make this 66% chance, 67% chance, whatever you want to call it. 1 to 4 for an eagle, and he would jump up into a tie for the lead. And it's in the hole. And you would argue that he didn't need to use the chip, but he did anyway, and it was good insurance. But guess what? As we were playing that hole, Jeffrey Hahn and Gareth Leonard both birdie the 8th, and now they're at minus 18, 1 shot ahead of Moberly. So it's Moberly is 1 back, and we see Laufenberg, LaSalle Jr. and Ahrens, and then Onorato as well. Onorato 2 over on his round so far. He's got to get it together. This course is not very tough to manage. So we'll go on to the 8th now. And the 8th is a par 4, 372 yards. Again, pretty easy. You can get the golfer can get control 1 through 3. Ahrens can get it 1 through 4. Shortest par 4 on the course, 372 yards. Numerous fairway bunkers and a green that drops off sharply at the tee. Green that drops off sharply at the left. Sorry, misread that. Tee shots that stray left could bounce out of bounds. So you got a 13. I think that's the only one here, 13. On these symbols that has a little asterisk, which would mean that if the decider dies blank, it's out of bounds, and then you got to, again, re-tee it with you're hitting your 3rd. So basically just standard rules of golf for out of bounds. Okay, so it is Ellis Moberly now who, with the eagle, rests the honor from Todd Ahrens. Okay, and we got a 1-1-2. Oh, and I forgot to add the hot designation to Moberly. So we'll make sure and put that right up there. I have a little chip for that. So 1-1-2, very low number, almost trips again for Moberly. Par 4. Is he cold? No, he's hot. Is he gilded? No. So a moderate putt for birdie. Can he make another? He got a 2 on the last one. Can he make another 1 or a 2 here on this putt and get back into that tie for the lead? Nah, he just misses. Okay, that leads to an easy par. And he makes that. So now it'll be Todd Ahrens with his extra control. Really could make a difference here, but no, he gets a 5, and I don't know if you can see that. 25 is Golf Cam course. And a green 3, it's going to lead to, he's going to need a clutch putt for par. And he is neutral, so each of these guys today is neutral. 50%, that means they're going to get half blue chip, half red chip, and it should kind of equal itself out. Can he make this putt for par and remain 2 behind the leaders? No, he does not. So that earns him a red chip, and now he needs the easy bogey. So Ahrens dropping behind, and it's going to be Honorado now. Gale Onorato, pretty good with his irons, and his recovery, but doesn't really get much off the drive. 5-6-6 on the par 4 as he has control. Is he legend? No. He is semi-champion with a dot. Okay, he gets an easy birdie putt out of this, and he's going to be aggressive and use the blue chip to make it gimme. Takes it from 66 up to what, like in the 90s. And oh boy, he almost misses it, but he does knock it in. That's a birdie, and he gets to -17. 1 behind Hahn and Leonard, still hanging tough as they've just finished the front 9. 1 group ahead of these guys. So that group is doing pretty well. And we'll go to 9. And Honorado will have the tee. So final hole, the front 9 is a par 3, 207 yards. Tough, tight green with perilous proximity to out of bounds. A birdie here will be envied. So you got to watch out here. 24, 26, 30. A lot of these right down the middle of the card. Let me make sure you guys can see it. I have to have my screen down a little bit. If I pull it back some, you can see those asterisks. If the decider die is blank, well, those you get to turn that into Golf Cam green, but that's also kind of a penalty too because the green is challenging. So now the real trouble is right here, 23 and 11. They've got a little cross next to them. Those indications that if the decider dies blank, it goes out of bounds from the tee. Another one of these where you can knock it out of bounds and it will be a problem. So Honorado will, with his irons here, this should be something that can favor him if he can get a 1 or a 2 on the white die. Let's see. He gets a 6 on the white, so that means he will take a par and earn a blue chip. So 37 on the front for him, not what he was hoping for, but you know, you have to start somewhere. It'll be Moberly now, who again is hot for the rest of the round. Let's see what he can do here. He does have the hero iron designation, so that could help him here, depending on the roll. And he gets a white 4, which means it's going to be course control 16. He knocks it in the bunker, green side, so he's going to have to get up and down for par. Is he chunky? Semi-chunky with a dot. That's going to be uh-oh. There is a chart in the book here on the short game where it's uh-oh. So if you're chunky on this hole with that roll, you're going to get uh-oh. So we have to re-roll the white die, and he gets a red chip out of it. So that's not the way you want to play it. So let's re-roll this white die and see what comes up. He gets a 4. It's going to be a difficult par putt. So can he make this to remain 1 behind, 1 to 3, and it's a 5. No, he misses that. That's horribly bad. He needs a 1 to 5 now for the bogey, and he makes that, but that's going to leave him at a 37 as well. 1 over par on the front, and this group here has not done so well with the front 9. So Todd Ahrens, he also gets, again, the 4 with the extra control. And he does have control. 3-3-5 with a white 4. He gets to experience that extra boost that he has here in the round. Is he a hero? No, that's the one thing. If he were champion or laser, this would be great. But instead, it's is he a hero? He's not. So we go to mood. And Okay, so I had to go back and confirm. Ahrens did lag. So when you lag a mood putt, you don't have to worry about... you don't have to take a mood either way because you're lagging it. So in the 3, he is asked if he's stormy. He is not stormy. That leads to an easy birdie putt for Ahrens. 1-4, and that would get him back to -16 within 2. And he does make that, so finishes out strong. He is under par in the round with a 1 under par. So you can see still Hahn and Leonard at -18. As we progress to the back 9, those guys are finished up with 10. So hopefully you guys are having fun with this other way to... this is just a little different way. I don't know if it's going to be popular or not. Let me know. You can provide feedback. I know it's probably a little more interesting to have guys like Hahn and Leonard be able to see them play. But I want to be able to show the course in its entirety. And sometimes those videos can get long, so I'm just trying to condense things. So 10, 425-yard par 4. Another pretty easy hole, even though it's not cordial. You're going to get a lot of results off of the golfer's traits. So back 9 begins with a hole that plays more difficult than it appears, thanks to the strategically placed fairway bunkers and a narrow approach to the green. So again, the whole key to this is going to be whether or not you can, whether you have the traits, in order to be able to follow through with the hole itself. So we're going to start 10 with Todd Ahrens. Still has that red chip hanging around, but he's not going to worry about that at the moment. And it's 4-6-6 off the chart for the par 4 holes, as he has control. Is he shaper? No. Is he hot? Todd Ahrens, well, so he's semi-hot and he's semi-cold. Fortunately, so I always play this as he's both, which is kind of weird to say. But the decider die says no, so he's not hot either. So then we got to go to experience. And again, Ahrens is not an icon, so this is going to burn him a little bit. The green 6 is going to make a difficult putt for par for him here. He needs to make a 1-3 to hold there at -16, and he misses it. Just comes up short. A little 9-footer. He didn't give it enough. So now a moderate bogey. He still has a little bit left to do here. Oh, he misses that too. He fluffs it. So now easy double. He does make that, but Todd Ahrens has now really progressed down the leaderboard. He's to -14. Pretty well out of touch. We've had 2 double bogeys here in this final group, including this guy, Gail Honorado, who is lucky to still be within 1, probably, with some of the way he's played. So tough hole, bad luck there for Ahrens. And Honorado will take another blue chip for a par here at the 10th, especially after watching his playing partner taking a double. So now Moberly, who is hot, and Ahrens also is going to be stormy. So see if I can quickly find a stormy. Relatively quickly. We got it. I'll put that right down here at the bottom, and of course it flips over. They're not particularly easy to manipulate, but we'll put it right down there underneath his prospect. And he is stormy because he missed the mood putt. Okay, here is Moberly with a red chip, ready to go. Okay, 1-4-4. Is he legend? No, he's not. Is he champion? No, he's not. So it's going to be Golf Cam green. And a green 4. Friendly, no challenging. No, it's going to be... He needs a clutch putt for par here, too. He needs a 1-3. And he misses that. He gets a second blue chip. And these golfers are struggling. It'll be an easy bogey. And he does make that. Okay, so... Oh, boy. Look at that. So... Gareth Leonard jumps up to -20. Let me see something here. Tournament recap. You know what? I know this happened, and he took an ace on the 11th, on the par 3 11th. So Gareth Leonard with an ace at 11 jumps up to -20, 2 ahead of Hahn. He is having one heck of a round, and now you're saying, man, I really wish we could have seen that. But again, we're trying to show off the course, and as you can see here, being -5 on his round, Gareth Leonard is just showing you that this course can be quite easy when things get going. So let's take a look at 11. And a lot of times, Honorado is in pretty good shape with this because he's got a couple blue chips. Those guys with red chips are going to have a tough time with this hole because they can't take control at all. It's semi-daunting. It also has, if the course controls it, you've got the caution symbol, 4 degrees of difficulty, 233 yards. It's a tough hole. You do get some choices here that have a little bit of an asterisk here that says you can ignore the asterisk if you get these guys, but the rest of them you have to honor it. Very long par 3 featuring an elevated green with a concave surface that makes the ball placement a real adventure. It's basically humped in the middle, it seems like. And yeah, this final group is not playing well. Honorado, he's going to try and get control here. So he needs to roll the decider die, and it's a no, so just one. The one blue chip will get the job done here on this particular hole because it's not full daunting. It's not daunting. Let's put it that way. So par 3, 116. Is he laser? He's not laser. So it's going to lead to a moderate birdie putt. And needs to get it started. He's going to, you know what? He's going to leave the blue chip. He needs a 1 or a 2. And he gets a 2. So that's a birdie for Gale Onorato. And that gets him back to -18, where he started the day, 2 behind Leonard. And he's got to get on his horse here because he finds himself 2 back. So it's going to be Ellis Moberly next, who it's tough to say he's hot because he just 3-putted, but we do. And let's see what comes up here. Okay, 16 is going to be rough in 1, and we get to ignore that little caution symbol. So rough in 1, green 5. Is he a master? No, he's not. So he ends up with a difficult par putt. 1 to 3, needs to make this to really have, he misses that, to have any chance of really being in the mix as we go down through here, as it looks like birdies are going to be coming possibly. So that leads to a moderate bogey. Needs to avoid a 6, and he does. But back 3 bogeys in a row for Ellis Moberly has pretty much taken him off the chart. He's 6 back of Leonard, and now Ahrens, who double bogeyed, and he is down there with Moberly. These 2 guys have just not had much luck. And let me see something. What is on the par 3? If you attack the green with a 3, it's either soft or stone that would really get you. That would be a difficult pitch for birdie for Ahrens. Instead, he will cancel out the red chip and take his par and live to play another day. Okay, so Hahn gets a birdie at 12, and now he's at -19, 1 back. Honorado's 2 behind Leonard, and now we're going to play 12. So Honorado will be the first to go here. It's a 459-yard hole. Long and difficult, birdies will be at a premium on this hole. The green features a false front that routinely sends anything sent short, rolling down a sharp slope and off the green. So soft golfers can get a little bit of an advantage on 11, 13, and 24. And so Honorado will be playing this one first. And you know what? He's going to use a blue chip to take control of this. That's 144. Is he legend? No. Is he champion? Semi-champion, but does not get the dot, so that's tough. So it's going to go to the Golf Cam green 4, and that's going to be. He needs a clutch putt for par. Man, these guys are getting just some bad breaks. He needs a 1-3 now to get a. He can't get a blue chip, but he does get a par out of it with a 1. So now it will be Ahrens. He doesn't have a chip to use, so he's just going to have to play this out. He has extra control, though, and that is going to be a special result. He's already had one. No, it was Moberly that had the special result. My bad. But he's going to get his own here, and the decider this time says no. So let's get these guys out of here. And you know what? We've got quads. That's pretty neat. But so level 1, par 4 of the special results chart. And we get 24, which is flub tee, hazard to hazard sequence, difficult putt for bogey, golfer stormy the rest of the round. Well, he's already stormy, so difficult putt for bogey. He needs a 1-3 or else he is going to double it. And he does make that, but now he is at -13. He is dropping. He has won a tournament, but man, he is not playing well today. It was actually in the first season, I believe, he won. I think he might have won the Tour Championship, actually. So, let's see. Moberly. 2. Again, that'll be course controlled. 16. Rough and 1, green 5. So, we check out 4.1. And the green 5, he's not a master, so he still has a difficult putt for par. Moberly is able to make that one. So, both Hahn and Leonard birdied 13. Easy par 4, and we're going to play it next, but they are now at -21 and -20. So, -6 for Leonard, and we are actually, we're past the point of emerging contenders, and he was at -5, which you couldn't have an emerging contender anyway. Leonard was at -5 when that first group reached the 15th. So we were already, there's no chance of that. So we don't have to worry about those rolls. We just have to keep playing. So this group at the 13th is going to be 393, par 4. Many different club combinations can be used here to produce a birdie. You get some extra chances here if you've got legend, champion, or shaper traits to get 11, 12, and 13 into Golf Cam course, which leads to the cordial and should result in some birdies on those rolls if you roll a 4 or a 5. So it's going to be, first on the tee will be Honorado. Really needs a birdie here. He can't lose any more ground. 2-3-3. Needs to make a move and hope those other guys flub. 2-3-3. King, no. Oh, it's on target, but it's going to be a short game check. Is he stoned? He's not stoned. He's going to have a pin chance. He really needs to re-roll this exact roll right here. He needs a 1 and a dot, but it's probably not going to get it this time. 4. So that's going to be moderate par. 1-5, and he makes it. So he stays at -18. He's 3 back. And we're just going to keep playing out these other guys, even though Ahrens is well out of contention at this point. 8 back. And Moberly is 7 behind. But let's see. You know what? He's going to take a chance and use one of these red chips on giving control of the course, because it is a cordial hole. Just needs to hope for a Golf Cam course, and he gets it. So green 2 on the Golf Cam course is going to ask if it's cordial, so he gets a clutch putt for birdie. He still needs to make a 1-3, but he can't earn another chip because he spent 1. 1-3, and he gets it. So a birdie for Moberly at least salvages some pride. And there is a use of a red chip where you can actually earn a birdie out of it. Now here's Ahrens. 133. Yeoman or puny? No. Hacker? No. It's going to be experience. Another experience check. He gets lucky here. He's semi-prospect, and the decide or die is no. So this is going to leave him with an easy birdie putt. Chance to birdie this hole with a 1-4. And he does just barely get it in. And so that hole played pretty easy. And Gareth Leonard with another birdie. He's minus 22. He just keeps pouring them in there. And he has now separated himself from Hahn by 2 strokes. 7 under on his round. Playing so well. Okay, so here we go to the next, and I think the last one that's really one of these decision-making holes on this course. It's the 14th, par 5. It's got 2 degrees of course difficulty, so it doesn't come up quite as often. Again, it's another one where you either play safe or you go for it. Classic risk-reward with big hitters usually taking the bait. So you choose before you play the hole whether you're going to go for it or whether you're going to play safe. If you play safe and you land on one of these 3 question marks, you get a moderate putt for birdie. If you go for it, then you have to rely on the decide or die to be a bullet. Then you get a moderate eagle putt. If it's blank, you go into the water with your second shot trying to reach the green in 2. So we're going to start with it will be Ellis Moberly, and yeah, he's going to be going for it just because. What does he have to do? Both him and Ahrens. I think actually Honorado will have to as well. We just have to approach this. They are chasing right now, and so 16 is going to be Golf Cam course with a double cordial hole. That's going to lead to a clutch putt for birdie on the green 3. So another clutch putt. Needs a 1-3, and he does make it. So there goes the other blue chip, and Moberly is back to minus 16. So maybe a little bit of hope there, glimmer. Now Ahrens, who birdied 13, he's going to go for it, and it's 46. That's not going to give him the chance to go for it. It's going to be rough and 1. Par 5 chart, 5.1. Is he master? Semi-master, but no dot, so he doesn't get the birdie chance. He gets polite applause. It's going to lead to a probably not a great par chance. Actually, he gets a difficult putt for birdie. Well, he's going to roll it. Needs a 1. And he gets it. Wow, what a birdie putt. That was from 30 feet, and it just trickles over the edge. Beautifully read. And that gets him to minus 15, so back to even par, but he's like way down the list because Leonard and Hahn have just taken over here. Honorado, he has to go for it. Okay, 266 on the par 5 chart, so we don't have to worry about the whole go for it thing at all. 266. King or Shaper? No. Hacker? No. Semi-champion with a dot, so he gets an easy putt for birdie here. He needs a 1-4 to move to minus 19. Gale Onorato looking for his first victory on tour, and he does get a birdie. Buddy birdies 14, and let's see what does the scoreboard do here now. Okay, so they played 15, and those guys parred. So Honorado's within 3. Palmiro Cavallari with a nice round as well. He's up to minus 19, tied with Honorado. Laufenberg 5 under. You can see these golfers had some really nice scores, and I'm trying to play this straight up. I kind of know what happened, and you know, and as you can see, they have gone low, which is at the moment not so good. You know, trying to get Honorado moving along, but he's going to need some help. So we go to 15, the par 3. It's not too hard, 160 yards. 3 degrees course difficulty. Less experienced golfers are often fooled by the designed in deception that this hole is shorter than it really is. The smallish green makes you pay for a mistake. Again, the Icon Champion laser for some of these asterisks. And so Honorado will be the first to play here. Actually, no, it will not be Honorado. It'll be Moberly. And, okay, course control 56 is going to be, okay, is he an icon? He is an icon, so he gets to move to Golf Cam Course. Or no, Golf Cam Green. So Golf Cam Green on a 1 for par 3. Is it challenging? No. Is he hacker? No. Okay, so he's going to get a clutch putt for birdie. Can he make another clutch putt? Just to try to get, I'd like to move towards the top 5 here, but things are not looking good for that. Needs a 1 to 3, and he makes it. So Moberly, 3 in a row, and probably too little too late. Back to minus 17. He is tied for 7th at the moment. Todd Ahrens now. And he will take, you know what? He might have to attack the green. With a par 3, you just go with so it's a difficult birdie. He's going to try to make it here. He needs a 1. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Now, a moderate par. He does make that. And now Honorado birdied the previous hole. Can he get one here? He'd love to get a 1 or a 2. He does get it on the white die. 4.55. Can that translate into something? 4.55. Champion. He has a dot, so he is semi-champion. That turns him into champion. Easy putt for birdie. He's got a 67% chance of making this. Can he get a 1 to 4? Pull within 2 of Leonard. He does. A birdie for Gail Honorado. And the 16th. Oh boy, Jeffrey Hahn, he bogeyed 16. Leonard pars 16. So Honorado still within 2 with 3 holes to play. So he's not out of this. Looked pretty bad to start, but now, he had a double bogey on 5, which, right now, if he didn't have that hanging over his head, he'd be tied with Leonard. But we're going to go to the 16th. And it'll be Moberly with the honor. Par 4, 4 degrees. The green is challenging. Fairway bunkers restrict the landing area. Many lay up. The putting surface is diabolical. Better think about laying up there too. So a couple of if you're a legend or a puny driver, you end up avoiding these bunkers right here. 46 and 16. So let's see what goes on here with Moberly. Nobody has any chips right now, so that's kind of interesting. 5, that means course control. 14, he has put it into the trees with his tee shot. And the green 3 indicates a moderate lie. So no, he's not a workman, so he ends up with an easy par putt. So he will try and make the 6-6 miss. And he does make it. So par for Moberly to remain at minus 17. Gale Onorato now. Could he get he needs another white 1. He'd love to get. Oh boy, he gets it. 1-2-5. Maybe things can turn around here. Let's see. 1-2-5. Is he a bomber? No. Hacker? No. Golf Cam Green, and it's challenging. So this is not. Oh boy. Par 4. Challenging green. Oh. Double difficult putt for par. Well, he would need to make a 1. I think it's not that desperate. I think he just needs to do his lag, take his bogey, take his syrup, and hope. And okay, so he does leave himself an easy bogey putt, which he makes, but that's going to set him back to minus 19, and now it'll be Ahrens, who is basically out of contention right now. 7 behind. And there is the 6, so that's going to be a patient par, and the bad news is going to come up as soon as we hit the 0 enter on Ahrens for the par. Watch Leonard. 22-24. He eagles the par 5 17th, minus 24. He is 5 strokes ahead with only the 18th left to play. And, it's going to have to take some kind of a miracle from Honorado. He needs eagle birdie plus Leonard maybe bogeying or double bogeying 18 or something like that. So, okay, Moberly has the tee here at 17th. A relatively straightforward par 5. It's double cordial, friendly, direct. You only get that 16% of the time. So if you did have a red chip, you could hand the course control and try to get one of those golf cam courses for a real cheap birdie. Also, the white 6 gives you a cheap birdie. But with that direct, a guy like Honorado wants one of the rolls that leads to a moderate eagle putt. Maybe then he would have a chance. So here we go with Moberly, and that is 4-5-5, par 5 chart. Legend, no. Hacker, no. Champion, no. Right now. So, and as the right now chart goes, Moberly is hot the rest of the round, so it doesn't matter. It's odd. The green die is odd, so it's going to ask about him being cold. So it'll lead to a moderate birdie putt for Moberly because he's not cold. 1 or a 2, you need to make it. Oh, and he makes it. Wow, another birdie for Moberly. His back 9 has turned around some, but it's just too little too late now. Ahrens. Okay, that's a 2-4-4. King, he is a king, so he will get a blue chip. So a second blue chip. And then he goes to the gallery cheers par 5 chart, and a 4 is a utility. No, he is not utility, so we get to go for it, which could lead to an eagle. So he will go for it or play safe. We're gonna say go for it with Ahrens because he does have some blue chips he could use to improve a potential shot here. So now we re-roll the white die on the go for it chart. A 1 or a 2 is really what you want here. It's a 1. That's a moderate putt for eagle, and he gets another blue chip. So in this case, moderate eagle, and Ahrens is going to use 2 blue chips. Moderate goes to easy, goes to gimme. So now a 6-6 miss is the only way he misses this gimme birdie putt, and he knocks it in. Gimme eagle, gimme eagle putt, and that gets Ahrens back to respectability, minus 17. He's still 7 out. Now that's exactly what Honorado needs too. So let's see what he can come up with. Now he doesn't have blue chips to use right now, but and he gets a white 5. That's not going to help. 26 is going to get him to the golf cam course. He should get a birdie putt. Of course, it's clutch most likely. So par 5 2, cordial hole, yes. Clutch putt for birdie. He needs a 1 to 3, and he misses it, so he earns a red chip. And now an easy par. And let's see how Leonard finished this up. That's a par for Honorado. Let's see, he will be finished here. Cavallari with a minus 19. And Laufenberg at minus 19. So let's see, where's Hahn going to finish? Hahn at minus 20. Leonard bogeys the final hole to minus 23. But Honorado, there's going to be no winning this for him. It's going to be Gareth Leonard getting the title. And, of course, when I'm not showing the other groups is when you have one of these tournaments where a guy goes 8 under par in the second to last group. But that's okay. The whole point is to show you this course, and I think this has done a pretty good job of that. The 18th, not a super difficult, but it is, anytime you get 4 or 5 degrees of course difficulty on a hole, it tends to lend to some difficulty, and then you've also got the challenging green. The prominent ditch that runs the length of the fairway makes this one the most unique finishing hole in all of golf, or one of the most unique finishing holes. Par here may be all that's needed for the win. Well, Leonard only needed bogey, or double bogey, it turns out. Okay, so we've got a couple of different asterisks here on this card. We've got the 15 here, which is a single. If the decide or die is blank, ball into the ditch, you have to use you go to Golf Cam course, but then you add a penalty stroke for the drop out of the ditch, okay? And then with the 2 asterisks, you end up decide or die blank, ball into the ditch on approach, use rough in 3. So this is the end of the road for these guys. Let's see if Honorado can find his way to a tie for second. He needs a birdie here, and he's got to burn a red chip in the process. So good luck with that. But first it will be Todd Ahrens with the tee because of the eagle on 17, and he will use the blue chip to take control of this, try and see if he can get a birdie to close. 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Okay, 2, 4, 6. Duffer. He's not a duffer. Champion. Yes, he is a champion, so that's an easy putt for birdie. Can he make it? He needs a 1 to 4, and it is a 6. So tough there. That leads to a gimme par, and he will finish a rather disappointing -17. Tied for 8th. Unless Moberly bogeys, then he might end up tied for 7th. Speaking of which, here is Ellis Moberly with not the worst round in the world, but only 1 under par. Not good enough when Gareth Leonard comes in with a -8. Okay, so it's going to be 56. Golf Cam course and a green 2. It's not daunting or cordial, so it's an easy putt for par. He'll end his round most likely with a par, and he does. So that is a 71, 1 under par. And now Gail Honorado, what could have been? Well, he is going to burn the red chip to put it to a black 6. It's one of the things you can do with a red chip, hoping maybe to get some kind of a decent roll on the Golf Cam course. Wow, look at that. 46 is going to be rough in 1 with a green 4. Not a birdie. So he's not a workman, so you're not going to have a birdie chance. It's going to be a moderate second putt for par. You don't want to make a 6 here. You don't want to throw away money, especially when you're in a 3-way tie for 3rd. You don't want to drop any more than you have to, and he does make it. So that will be it for this tournament. And we take a look at the scoreboard here. And don't bother. I've kind of like put together this thing in a little bit of haste during the week, so there's some extra numbers here. Actually, I could just go ahead and I think if I delete this and this and this, it shouldn't impact anything, and good. But looky here, Gareth Leonard started off with a bogey. Birdie, 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 birdie. Then he gets his ace at 11. Birdie, birdie, eagle. And then he sandwiches his round with a couple bogeys, or else he would have had a 62. Quite a round for Gareth Leonard, as he will be the champion of the first Doby's Michigan Mash. So, I hope you have enjoyed this. Given the fact that this turned out that the leader was not shown, I'm thinking this is probably not going to be something that I try again. But again, the whole point was to show you the course. We do a lot of tournaments here on the channel, so this is one where all you're doing is seeing one group play all the holes, hopefully in a relatively shortened, condensed version, with my son acting like a real Yahoo out here in the other room. Sometimes you just have to deal with the surroundings you have. Hopefully some of you can relate to that. But in any regard, Leonard is your champion here at Motown Crown. Again, Course Pack 15 is available August 10. So if you're into History Maker golf, hope, and you got this one, and you've got the TPC Twin Cities, which is called Thousand Lakes. You've got those two, which are scoring courses, and then you have Baltusrol, which is Baltus Roll Farms, and Oak Hill, which is Empire Oaks. Those two are tougher courses, your majors. In any regard, this is your tournament. If you could hit like, I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing the Motown Crown. Thanks again to Keith at Play Games for allowing me this opportunity to do a review. It's a fun course. I'll tell you what, it was probably even more fun. I know it was more fun when you had Gareth Leonard on the run. Now you're going to ask, where's Emmerich? Where's Van Dyke? They were actually in the B+ group, so they didn't get a chance to make it here. Well, they did get a chance, but they didn't. They failed in the play-in, my roles for the play-in. So Emmerich will have to wait till the next time for his 10th victory, if he can keep doing that. Also, last but not least, remember that there is the Play Not Con on Saturday, pretty much all day. East Coast, I think it starts around 11 or 12 in the morning. Obviously 8 or 9 if you're in the mountain, or Pacific. So just keep an eye out for that stuff. It's should be a lot of fun. I think the signups are still available, so it's free, and you get to, if you own a History Maker baseball, History Maker golf, a couple tournaments there for you to play in, and just get to experience some of the other talks and things like that they do, interviews and such. So see you next time here on Tabletop Baseball Plus. Gareth Leonard with the victory. We didn't get to see it, but in any regard, it was an interesting round nonetheless, here with Gail Honorado, Ellis Moberly, and Todd Ahrens at the Motown Crown Golf Club. See you soon here on the Tenacious Golf Tour on Tabletop Baseball Plus.